Yeah, that's him.
Yeah, this is Officer Dion with the Tampa Police Department. We were sent here for a wellness check on your mother, and she's doing very fine. May I ask what was the reason for sending us out here?
Did you not have any notes on the call?
Yes, we had notes.
Okay, so I don't understand how you can say she's fine when she is asking me to call Grace Point for her.
Well, she was asking you to call Grace Point for yourself.
And again, how would that make sense? You realize I'm in California.
Correct. But they have medical professionals that can assist you over the phone, and they can actually refer you if you're looking for medical attention.
I'm not looking. I guess there's a weird confusion going on. That is,
Okay.
I'm not looking for medical attention.
Okay. Okay, well, right now your mom stated that in order to continue this relationship, that you would have to seek medical help in order for her to continue speaking with you or giving you any kind of aid or assistance.
Yeah, and that's exactly why I called the wellness check.
Okay, I'm not under, you're losing me.
So I live in California. I can't seek therapy without my mother stating why she believes I need therapy.
That's if you're over 18, you can get therapy for whatever you need. You just
I thought I spoke clearly. My mother believes that I can seek therapy without knowing why. That is not correct.
Well, let me just go back on this, Charlie. First off, you're an adult, 41 years of age. I'm telling you that your mother is fine with her husband in the home, perfectly fine. There's nothing physically, mentally, or anything wrong with her.
Well, there is something mentally wrong with her.
She states that.
Excuse me. If my mother believes that I in California should call Grace Point for medical services, she is not fine. That is illogical.
Okay, well, that's her opinion, and just like every human being...
That's not an opinion. There's a physical reality. I live in California. My mother lives in Florida.
Okay.
My mother...
I'm with your mother right now. She's saying you don't have to go to Grace Point. You don't have to seek any attention. But what you have to do is stop contacting us, the law enforcement, police, telling us to go and check on your mother because she doesn't want to do what you want her to do. So
I guess no, you're incorrect. I did not call so my mother could do what I wanted her to do.
Okay.
I called because my mother is contacting me and speaking only in Spanish. Now you have spoken to my mother in front of you, so I would like to know why my mother is only communicating with me in Spanish, and then that's fine.
Okay. So it's irrelevant why she wants to communicate in Spanish.
It is relevant. It is as part of her mental state.
Okay. Charlie, I've been doing this job for 15 years, Charlie. And I'm telling you right now, your mom's in good hands. What your mom wants is for you.
My mother, you can't state that. You have not reviewed any of my mother's messages to me. You have no idea what my mother has communicated to me. You have no idea what my mother's actions have been within the last 24 hours.
Okay, I'm going to let your mom speak to you and tell you herself. All right? Does that make you feel better?
No, because it doesn't address the situation of why my mother has contacted me incessantly, believing that it is appropriate for me to contact Grace Point.
She will not contact you anymore.
It's not a matter of an apology. It's a matter of there are serious issues happening. Again, my mother... No, they are. There are actual consequences that you are not addressing currently while my mother is in front of you. If my mother does not understand...
Hold on a second. Hold on. She's going to tell you herself.
Charlie, you contacted Grace Point on Monday. You initiated contact with them. Okay, they went ahead and contacted me because you again asked them for referrals on me. I said to you that if you want to contact Grace Point to get information on my conversation with the supervisor, that you could...
That's not what you said. So could you please show him the text messages?
Charlie,
Could you please... sir, that's not what she said, and her text messages do not indicate that.
It's neither here or there.
It is here or there, because that's the reason why you were called. Her text messages do not indicate that. That is not what she said.
That's fine. That's fine. Okay. What I'm saying right now, she is telling us if she does decides she wants to go to Grace Point, she can. If she wants you to go to Grace Point, you can.
You're being illogical. Once again, why are you even referencing me going to Grace Point? Do you understand that I am in California, my mother's in Florida?
See, you're not listening now. You're quick to talk. I just said if she wants to, because you're saying that it's her that needs to go to Grace Point, right?
I'm not saying that. No, I did not say that. You're convoluting things. I never said that. The reason why you were called.
Charlie, this is the bottom line. We're gonna put notes in the call. We will no longer be doing welfare checks under your authority. Your mom specifically asked that we do not have our time wasted. She's here.
You're not wasting your time. You actually wasted my time in the sense of you are not asking the proper questions at all. You are not reviewing her text messages, and so you have no idea what she said to me.
If you want to, you don't have to show me time based on what she says. Those are your privacy rights, and I have no legal authority to tell you to show me text messages.
But you are stating that my mother has said something to you, which is incorrect.
So, are you done now, Charlie?
It's not whether or not being done. It's whether or not, do you understand?
What do you want done, Charlie? Let me ask that. What do you want done? Because you told us you want us to come over here and check on your mother.
Well, I said very clearly at the beginning of the call. With the first officer that the main objective of this call was to find out why my mother felt it's appropriate to contact me, to contact Grace Point. You are now stating that you believe that that's not what she did. That is not correct. She did contact me.
You're going around south. I'm asking you, Charlie, what is it you want from us? The law enforcement officers you called to come check on your mother. What more do you want from us is what I'm asking you now.
Well, I would like to understand why, if you want to ask my mother a question, why my mother is only communicating in Spanish. Why does she feel that's appropriate?
The reason why I communicate in Spanish is because every time I communicate in English, you take my responses and you post them on social media, and that is a violation of my privacy.
That is not true.
Okay, you can't tell her it's not true. You wanted a question answered.
But it is not true. What social media account is she referring to? I don't have a social media account. So what social media account is she referring to?
You wanted a question answered. She answered it.
But she is answered. Just because she answered it doesn't mean that is the right answer. She answered it as a lie.
You want us to change her answer to make you happy?
No. I want you to understand that she can provide the further answer. If she really believes that that is what's happened, she can provide how she has seen it. The fact of the matter is that's not what's happened.
Okay, then tell us what's happened. We're here to listen.
I've already said it to you. My mother has mental health issues. I don't know why you're going around it, but the fact is you're not asking any questions. You're not reviewing.
Okay, for the sake of argument's sake, let's say we agree with you. Now what?
It's not me. Again, I feel as if there's been a disregard of the fact that there have been therapists that have recommended my mother go seek therapy. Now, I don't know what to do about it because the fact is that's what's happened. Now,
Okay. As I mentioned before, probably 40% of the population needs therapy. What is it that you want law enforcement to do when the person that you're speaking of shows no threat to herself or others?
Well, but she does. She does. Are you aware of the fact that she had a restraining order requested against her earlier this year?
Requested against her or against you?
Her.
And where was this restraining order?
In California.
So how is that? I still don't understand why we're involved.
Well, because that's erratic behavior. It is still unknown why.
Right now, it's not erratic behavior. People get restraining orders for every little thing.
No. My mother flew out from Florida to California to commit a crime.
4 years. The SWAT team, she married an embezzler, a criminal, and I went to California to check on the baby, something that he didn't do, and your mother, who's an alcoholic, decided to go against me.
Okay, like I said.
Sir, again, these things are being convoluted. The fact of the matter is my mother has a lawyer on retainer. My mother does not need to fly out randomly to California to get a restraining order requested against her. My mother, as you can see, and you're stating that she's in perfectly fine health, logically, if my mother was concerned about my daughter, which she is, again, one of the communications from her yesterday is a belief a belief that I have abandoned my daughter. That is not correct. That is odd for my mother to believe. Off of that belief, my mother then had a restraining order requested against her because she left Florida randomly. It is still unknown why or what the trigger was. Well, it does matter why, because that's traveling across state lines knowingly to commit a crime. And that's what happened.
All right. See, now you're going off the handle. If anyone here is crazy, Charlie, then the stuff that you're saying, it makes zero sense.
That's exactly the point.
0 cents.
So wait, I'm sorry, sir. What makes zero sense?
If this call was being recorded, Charlie, and they heard the stuff that's coming out of your mouth, they would be requesting a Baker Act against you.
Because
Right now, Charlie.
because it's normal behavior for someone to fly across the country.
Charlie.
I'm waiting for you to answer it, please.
I'm going to notate the calls. I'm going to put in there, I spoke with your mother, I spoke with your stepmother, her husband.
Okay, well then, since you're there is something else that needs to be clarified because these phone calls continue to happen. If my mother is still with my stepfather, then she should understand that, because my mother then apparently lied to me. She had indicated that they're no longer together. If they are still together, then on this call and on your notes, because if I do call again, it's going to be over this, then my mother should understand that just like you said, I'm an adult, and so then, therefore, my mother should not be calling me to seek therapy.
Are you listening to what you're saying?
Yes.
So you're an adult, so she's still your mother, but you're saying she should not be requesting if she feels that her son should get some kind of aid, but yet you're calling us and telling us to check on your mother who's older than you to receive aid and therapy. Do you see how that doesn't make any kind of sense?
Well, and I get it does make sense to me since what you well,
Okay, Charlie, listen,
I again,
cannot spend any more time on this. I wish you well. I will note
Sir,
the calls. And
sir, I do need to make sure that all issues for which this call was set for are resolved. So it's whether or not you believe it to not make sense. You're contradicting yourself. So I want to be clear. I want to understand.
one of them decided they didn't want to waste any more time. Because this right here, it's wasting taxpayer dollars.
It's not wasting taxpayer dollars. The fact of the matter.
If anything, this is a medical issue, not a police issue. So therefore, I'm going to be disconnecting this call, and I ask you, do not contact law enforcement again.
Oh, I will.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I will.
You'll be charged with misuse and abuse of 911.
Sure.
Because you're wasting a
I didn't call 911, and I won't call 911. But I will continue to contact the Tampa Police Department.
If it does not apply to you, you will be set for a rude awakening. Have a good day, sir.